Welcome to the Class is Permanent podcast. Today is Tuesday, April 21st, and man, oh man, do we have an episode here for you. This is one of those episodes that you're going to tell your kids about where you were. Maybe they'll call it the Battle of Episode 39. Maybe they'll just call it the Great Treaty of Episode 39. I don't know. We're going to get into an awesome recap of this weekend's games, get into a preview, talk some news. Pucc is going to review the 1970 World Cup. Let's get into it. Away we go.
Class is permanent! Hey, 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 Form is temporary!
Alrighty, fellas. I am joined by a man who's a bit downtrodden at the moment. Good word alert. Daniel Capucci. Hard emphasis on the L. Daniel L. Capucci. Hi, Pucc.
Hey,
All right. How are you, Pucc?
fine.
Pucc,
you?
we got to remember, right? We got to bring energy, right? Like you have to podcast in what is it? In health and sickness, right?
I'm
in
here.
good times and bad.
I'm just
No,
here so I don't get fined. I almost
okay.
left every single group chat I was in. I had Ethan. I legitimately, and this is not a joke, I had people that I haven't spoken to in years clowning me.
Yeah,
About
I know what that
30
feeling is.
seconds after a game ended. So the last time this person texted me was, they were actually pretty positive. It was go Blues, go Blues. That was last year, April 30th. Had a big conversation about the Blues, and then yesterday. And yeah, so fine.
I know what you mean. As a Barca
No, you
fan,
don't. No, you don't.
Oh,
You're not a
no.
Barca fan. You're not a Barca fan.
I don't even know what basis you could stand
You're
on.
not. You're a City fan. You've said that through and through. You have the jerseys. You texted me, we won yesterday. You are
I
a
didn't
City
say we
fan.
won.
I didn't hear any updates.
All
in
I
our
said
group
yesterday
chat
was
or
pod,
any
he,
group
he,
chat or
All I
any
said
group
yesterday was
chat
pod,
about
he, he,
Barcelona.
and
There
you
was no
crashed out.
update. There
All
was
right, let's
no
get into the
update
news.
yesterday
Let's get into the news.
regarding Barcelona, how they did this weekend. Normally you send that.
Well,
Normally it's
Pucc, you want to know
Pedri
why?
another banger, Gavi another banger.
Pucc, you want to know why? Barca
'Cause
didn't
you
play
guys
this
didn't
weekend, but
play.
they play on Wednesday. Okay.
That's crazy. Well, at least you guys
Anyway.
have that semifinal to look forward to.
Listen to him right now. Yeah,
No,
we
you
didn't
do,
even,
right?
I'll ask us how you're doing, and you're getting upset. We're not
I
even.
gave you an answer.
We're 2
I
minutes
gave
and
you an
33
answer.
seconds. Okay.
We're entering.
Owen,
Hey,
how
me
are
and
you?
Me and you are entering uncharted territory too now.
I'm good. A little nervous right now. This kind of
Owen,
feels like when you're
Don't be
upstairs
nervous.
playing Xbox. You hear your parents arguing, but you kind of just turn the game volume up a little bit and pretend like you don't hear it, but you really do hear it, and it's just uncomfortable.
All
not
I
only-
asked Pucc, all I asked is how he's doing, and then he raged. Like he totally like it's okay, man. Anyway, let's get into the news. I'm doing well too, everybody. Thank you for asking. I'm doing okay.
Hey, dum. I asked you that originally. I said, fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Okay, but your tone made it seem as though I didn't ask.
I honestly, you guys usually don't ask me how I'm doing.
I've been asking you every episode for a month now.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. Let's get into the news.
Admit you were wrong. Well, he admit.
I don't have evidence to prove that you actually asked me how I'm doing.
So you don't listen to the pod. Interesting.
You're a clown. I'm probably the one that listens to the pod most here as I edit it.
Mm.
I can't wait. I can't wait to edit Pucc so much in this episode. AI. Bournemouth are set to appoint Marco Rose as manager, as Iriola will be leaving. I feel like it's a good appointment.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, they're not going to do anything. There's 19 clubs in the Prem who won't do anything. So I guess it's just swapping chairs. So I guess it's cool.
Well, do you think they'll end up like a Brentford where I mean,
not at all. I think Bournemouth are going to become the new Fulham.
But I'm saying in the sense, like, do you think who Brentford's success almost comes back based on what we've seen from Frank at this point and the fact that Brentford are having a good year? You look at it and, it's kind of like the Brady Belichick thing, like, oh, who's really the key to success here? So I'm curious to see now with Bournemouth when Iriola leaves, was it the club is just that well run and, he was a decent manager and got the job done? or was it him? And I'm sure they'll still do well in the transfer market, but I'm very curious to see that because Frank has kind of shown that it was more so Brentford's recruitment and I guess their team planning, and he just didn't screw it up at that point. I don't know. Oh, and thoughts?
It'll be interesting. I mean, I think the fall of Constantinople will be interesting to read about soon as I stop worrying about this stupid sport, and I start focusing on real things like history and mathematics and science. I'm getting into the moon a lot.
Artemis.
But yeah, sure. I still want Owen up there on the 4th mission. So I don't know. Yeah, Owen, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I guess. I know his birthday is September 11th.
Whoa, is it
Is the-
actually?
Just something to think about. I don't know. Yeah, I think I kind of agree with Pucc here. This is like just not like a very like sexy or flashing signing or appointment by any means. Our boy Marco is so German. I was just looking through his assignments as a player and a manager. He's literally never left Germany as a player or manager, which
Wait,
is just
this is Marco Rose? I thought it was Marco Silva that they got.
No, Marco Rose. Marco Rose.
Oh. They're winning the Prem next year. Then. I didn't realize that. I thought they got Silva.
No.
Oh, disregard everything I've said.
Well, it was kind of interesting when you were like, oh, like they're all just shuffling chairs. I was like, I don't really know what you're saying by that.
I mean, they all do anyway. At the end of the day, we all know who's going to win this year, next year, the following 10 years. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. But yeah, no, excited for Marco Rose. Hopefully he can bring that Thomas Tuchel level of mediocrity into the Premier League. And yeah, we'll see what Bournemouth do next year.
Great. Good stuff there. Bayern win the league.
Cool.
Next. World Cup ticket price.
Oh,
Park-
wait. I have one extra piece of news that I learned.
Yes.
This is kind of interesting. So obviously, we all have a pretty loose understanding of Scottish football.
Fair.
And who tends to win the Scottish Premiership.
Okay.
It's 2 teams. It's been 2 teams for the last like 50 something years. In Celtic and Rangers. Hearts are currently top of the table. And
Interesting.
Hearts have not won in fact, no team other than Celtic and Rangers have won the Scottish Premiership in I had to look up when the last time it was, but it's been like 50 something years. And
was
Hearts
it
haven't won it.
Aberdeen? Was it Aberdeen under Sir Alex before he left for Man U?
Good shout, Pooch.
I think so.
Stop, Ethan.
But either way, this Hearts team.
Stop what?
I didn't say anything.
You said Sir Alex with Aberdeen. That's ball knowledge.
Guys, it is stressful. It is stressful.
I don't know what he wants.
Today.
I haven't even spoken to him about the game yet. I haven't even talked about anything. All I said was in our chat, I said pod, he, and then Pooch came at me in the chat because I said he.
If you guys are sitting at home listening, let's all just take a couple deep breaths with me. I'm feeling this energy as well with you guys. I just want you to know that I'm with you.
That one was on me, Ethan. Ethan, that one was on me. I will
we will
hand
get to
up.
the end of this episode. It's been a tumultuous 9 minutes, but
Hand
we're
up,
gonna be
Ethan.
okay.
That one. I admit the sorry on that one. That one was
Thank you.
on me. That one was a lash out. The
All right,
rest I
well.
feel like I'm okay for, but that one was a lash out.
Anyway, Owen, go back to sharing your really fun facts.
Yeah, this Hearts team with a single name you wouldn't recognize, and a group of guys whose transfer value is probably like combined like 5 million. That's obviously not true, but it paints a picture. They're currently on pace to win, which is just remarkable. Still a couple games left.
Yeah.
But that would be history right there for a pretty middling Hearts squad that is just running rampant throughout this league. So
They're very
one of you
Scottish.
guys-
I'm going
Yeah.
through the roster, like very Scottish.
Very
It's
Scottish.
also it's also a very good title race. I mean,
it is a very good title race.
Celtic
it's
is in
juicy. So
third, 3 points behind. Yeah.
maybe one of you guys could do a detailed report on how this Hearts team has gotten to this point. If they win, maybe. But either way, something to keep your eye on. It's fun.
Wait. Let's take a step. So you have brought forward this, and now you're asking me or Pucc to do a report on it. You just did a report on it. You want me to take it and run from here?
Well, and I'm not saying right now. I'm more saying like, maybe moving forward, maybe you can sit down for a few hours, kind of get into the tactics, watch some film, kind of really get into the nitty gritty of what has allowed this team to succeed to such great lengths, kind of out of nowhere. That's
Understandable.
kind of what I was insinuating.
Understandable.
It's like I bring this idea forth, and then you, as the great footballing mind we all know you to be,
Please.
can kind of take it and make it okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you had something to say. It's fine.
Anyway, we're moving on there, and I'm not going to edit that out. Yeah, let's talk about World Cup. A lot of news has come out regarding parking. First things first, no tailgating. We've talked about this about the World Cup since I think ticket prices came out, all that. This World Cup should have been one of the best on paper, right? You're going to the United States, supposed to be one of the best countries, but like there's something so awesome about combining American sports culture and soccer culture. If you get like the most passionate, and essentially where they meet is college football, right? Like that is kind of where they meet, where like the passion meets like the tailgating and like the, Americanness. So now you can't tailgate, which is legitimately just parking and hanging out with the boys. Like you're just parking and just hanging out. They banned
canceled-
hanging out.
FIFA canceled having a fun time.
I don't and like I've tried to rationalize. A lot of people get annoyed, especially when it comes to my Giants takes or other things. Like sometimes I don't even try to play devil's advocate. I just try and rationalize decisions so I can understand why like they're being made. And I've tried to rationalize FIFA's. I'm like, all right, well, I get it. Like, if you have these parking lots and like you have to shuttle in, at least that way, like it relieves like local traffic. What do you mean I can't tailgate?
Also, like a lot of these stadiums, they're so massive, like the parking lots in
Yeah.
general, that they surround the entire stadium. You don't have to ban parking for the entire stadium. Ban it for half so you can
Yeah.
shuttle in people on the other half. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand the rationalization there. It's also like one of the most American things you can do.
Yep.
And I feel like anytime that there's a World Cup in another nation, they kind of celebrate those unique qualities that each nation brings to not only their stadiums, but the fans and the venues that they're at.
Yep.
And one of the uniqueness of being in an American venue is, hey, let me tailgate. How many British people do you know that have tailgated before?
They
That
literally
probably
can't.
that probably would love to do it. Like to be like, hey, I'm in America, like this is my first time in America, maybe it's second or third, like I want to tailgate. Or like somebody from Morocco, like their first time ever. Let me tailgate.
Dude,
like,
part of the thing too, right, is when you have a World Cup, right? And let's just like, I don't know, what's like the like corporate term. It's like, let's look at this from like 10,000 feet up or whatever, right? You have a World Cup because it's supposed to be a celebration of different cultures and like different playing styles of soccer and like all this, right? In a sense of national pride. When you put it in a country, it's supposed to be like the country showing you like what they do and what their soccer culture is and like why, like, like their flair, right? If you go to Brazil, like the Brazil World Cup, it was all about like people were going to like the beaches. Like they want to see the people like Joga Bonito, right? Like you go to, I don't know.
favelas.
Right. Well, maybe don't. But you know what I mean? Like you want to see like, their flair and their people, and you want to see like Festival, right? Carnival.
Also, I just want to point out
Yeah.
that the Qatar World Cup, the country notoriously does not allow like drinking alcohol.
Yep.
They were allowed to ban alcohol a week before the World Cup started.
Mm-hmm.
Originally it was going to go on. They had all the sponsors, Heineken,
Right.
Budweiser, whoever it was. They had all those sponsors. And then a week before, Qatar was like, actually, no, we don't want to. Like the U.S., like it's part of our culture to have like a tailgate. Like I know it's
Yeah.
not the same thing where it's probably
Right.
there's a law in Qatar that says like no drinking or whatever.
Well,
But like it's like in America, like that's one of our like unwritten laws is I want to tailgate.
Here's-
like,
like you said though, like it's our culture,
Yeah,
right?
like it's
and
their culture to not drink in the stadiums. It's our culture
right.
to
The
tailgate.
same way, like Pooch, for instance, like when you went to Germany for the Euros, right? Like I'm
Mhm.
sure you wanted to see like some of the different like German things, right? Like, and I know obviously like there was an Oktoberfest, but it's like you go to the country and it's like you're seeing like the combination of like what the sport can add. If I'm like a European, I'm coming to the US, I'm like, all right, I'm going for like the footy, right? The first thing they should have done, and I know why they didn't. The first thing they should have done is put these in college football stadiums.
Yeah.
They like 100% because they have the infrastructure to handle. Most college football stadiums are bigger than most NFL stadiums to handle hundreds of thousands of people to not hundreds, 100,000 people to show up on a given day and to come in and out and tailgate. I get why
And
not. Yeah,
also, a lot of those college football stadiums, they're in a town, like a
Right,
European
right.
soccer. It's like they have parking lots and everything, but it's not as corporate or industrialized
dude.
as an NFL
There's nothing around
stadium.
MetLife. You have to
Yeah.
drive to MetLife and you have to tailgate at MetLife. You can't go to a bar and then walk to MetLife. There's other stadiums that maybe you can. I haven't like I don't. Football stadiums, I don't know, maybe like Atlanta. I feel like that one's like in the heart of the city. We saw in New
But-
Orleans, but it's
but
not the
even-
same.
Yeah, even Kansas City, where these games are being held. So moving into the next point is
Right.
the $150
Right.
train tickets from Penn Station to MetLife. Kansas City is not doing that. Kansas City is keeping the price the way it is for
Texas
trains.
is free.
Yeah, they're allowing parking. Gillette is another one where it's like a crazy like parking and train ticket. And it's like that's not even in Boston. Like
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people understand from like they're like, oh, the Boston one. I'll go to that game. And
Yep.
it's like if they're in Foxborough. That's a whole different that's like a 30-minute drive, 40-minute drive
Yep.
from Boston. Like so you're gonna have people like it just feels like they're taking advantage of us and I hate it. And I understand part of the reason why I'm actually more mad at NJ Transit.
Mhm.
Well, the CEO I'm not a fan of. I don't want to get too political on this, but I think
Thank you.
he's a dirtbag and I think
Okay.
he is really, really bad at his job. I think he got
I'd
lucky.
agree with that. I'd agree
I
with
think
that.
he got lucky because if people don't know, and now we're going into New Jersey like stuff, but he
This
basically
would be
almost
good
had
for
a
our
whole
Vietnamese listeners.
yeah, he
Yeah.
basically
Fine.
almost started an entire strike for the train conductors about 6 months ago because he didn't want to pay him like a few extra dollars.
Yep.
So it's like one of those things where like he to me is really bad at his job. But the fact that those tickets are $150 and it's not like FIFA's ever hidden the fact that they're not paying for it. FIFA notoriously throughout the whole process from when we got the bid was, hey, this is you guys paying for it. However
Yeah.
you guys want to get people to the stadium, you get people to the stadium.
I saw Mikey Sherrill was talking about that, right? And it's like we have to pay like $48 million or something. And the problem is they're not even calling it New Jersey Stadium. It's New York, New Jersey Stadium. Everything is being
Well,
the
that's-
emphasis. And she's
That's
like,
another
well,
thing. I saw
just
like
take it.
some like I saw some like New York like representative say something about it and then somebody was just like it's not even in your state. You have nothing to do about this. Like don't talk on it. Like
this is
and
this
that's
is the
another
biggest
thing
issue.
where it's like if you want it to be in New York, go play it at Citi Field or Yankee Stadium.
That's
Since
the only
it's at
spot they
MetLife,
have.
call it New Jersey. Like
Right. I mean,
call it New Jersey.
I get why they say like New York because obviously that's like the big allure of coming to that stadium. It's obviously the New York Giants, New York Jets. But I agree with you. It's like, whatever. This World Cup, it is so frustrating that since we got the bid, I remember I was 16. I was actually going to a Red Bulls game when I heard that we got the bid. And I remember being like, I'm going to save up my money to be able to go to the World Cup games. I'm so excited. Like, this is going to be awesome. I obviously did not like create a fund. I really should have. I didn't. But in my whole life, I was like, I can't wait for the 2026 World Cup. Like it's coming to the U.S. We might, and this was like 2016, 17 is like when Pulisic kind of first came up and like this team was starting to get like kind of nice. I'm like, we're going to be really nice. The team's going to be good. And like I saw for those just listening, Pucc did the 6-7 hands as I said that. Okay. And Owen thinks that's hilarious every time. Owen, I keep forgetting Owen's like a little iPad kid, and he thinks it's hilarious. Long story short, they've like just found a way to make this World Cup so negative. Every news story is negative about this
unappealing.
World Cup. It's almost worse than Qatar, and Qatar had human rights violations. Like they were like killing people, and people were still like, I think Messi might win it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My last point on this is it's two-pronged. One, I don't think we were ready enough because
Mhm.
we felt we were so ahead because we already have the infrastructure
Right.
where it's just like, oh, we already that's like always the biggest thing is the stadiums aren't going to be finished on time every
Yeah.
single time. The stadiums won't be finished. I heard it South Africa,
Yep.
Brazil, Qatar, it's always the stadiums aren't going to be finished in time. Our stadiums were finished a decade ago. So like for us,
Yeah.
it makes no difference. So I think with that, the people in charge really dropped the ball because they weren't really too focused on it. And I
Yep.
think just my final point on the whole World Cup thing, I'm sure we'll have more as more stuff comes up. I just think it's part of, like you mentioned, the negative news. I just think it's part of our news cycle right now where
True.
everything's so negative, where that's the only thing you're hearing coming out. I'm sure they're gonna be fun parts of it. Like I'm sure there'll be fan zones within, although I also saw
Well,
Toronto's
yeah,
charging people for their fan zone.
exactly. Everywhere's charging for their fan zone. That's the
And
problem. It's like,
that's stupid because when I went to Germany for the Euros, all of that was free. Like you have to
dude,
pay
it's like
for
a
stuff inside, obviously.
right.
But
You have to
like,
buy a beer. That's fine. But like, it's like a plaza. You're supposed to just walk into the plaza or sit. Like in
Yeah.
Brazil, they had it on the beach. You just walk and sit on the beach. Like there's,
but like
you know,
once again, we can't blame FIFA for those things
right.
because
That's on us.
that's the cities that are doing that.
Right.
Like
And
that those are the cities basically sitting there saying, oh, this public area that you can normally just like have a coffee and sit on the stairs of wherever you're
Right.
going to, like, oh, now you have to pay $10 to go in and do that. Like it's like stupid. Like really?
Yeah. And my final point on this, and it's actually going to tie into my next one, is like the idea, again, looking at this from like just the most vague view. It's like, what is the point of the World Cup? Of course, it's like, oh, which country's the best at soccer, right? But like, think about it like this: is like, there's only, I don't know, what is there? There's 48 teams now and 25 players per team.
Mm-hmm.
You have a couple hundred players. This is all about the fans. You have thousands and thousands, probably millions of fans. It is all about the fans. The idea is, and like, it's one of those things that's like an event, but it's really about the feeling you get. Right? Like, even if you don't care about soccer, there's a certain level of national pride. There's a certain level of like enjoyment behind it. And when you take that away, you've all this, like, you've ruined the concept. Of course, there's winners and losers. Only one team wins the whole thing. But the point is you should be able to look back to the World Cup. My family went to the Brazil World Cup, not me, but like my aunt and uncle. Spain got knocked out early. They went to all the Spain group stage games. They got knocked out early. They talk so highly about their experience. They became obsessed with World Cup. They tried to go in 2018 to Russia. They tried to go to Qatar. We're lucky we're able to go. Spain got knocked out, and they enjoyed themselves. Spain had like a horrible World Cup. But that's the point. Once you've made it that it's only about the games, it's all about the money, you have now taken away the joy out of it, essentially. And now it is like, I'm slated to go to the semifinal. If Spain aren't in that semifinal or Spain go and get destroyed, I'm going to be like, holy shit, I spent all this money and I like, it just ruined the experience.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be expensive. I get it. Like World Cup tickets are, it's a high in demand. That's how the world works. I'm with it. But the fact like that I don't even want to go to the fan zones. I want to go to my local bar. I want to go to Derby Road Pub and just sit there with the same people I'd watch it if the World Cup was in Qatar, the U.S., South Africa. You've like, and it's a 30-minute drive from our house, has like completely ruined the experience for me. Completely.
That's why for months leading up to this, when people were like, how come you're not excited that it's in the US?
Yeah.
I kept saying to people, I was like, because the whole experience is like, you want to go somewhere where it's like new, like to try a new culture,
Yeah.
to try a new experience. That's the whole thing. So that's why, like, I wish it was somewhere else where I could have traveled to and been
Sure.
like, man, I really enjoyed like going to Uruguay and like
Yeah.
hanging out in Montevideo. So
There you go.
but
But yeah, moving on. We're going to talk a lot about the World Cup and as it approaches. Before we get into Pucc's World Cup, did you guys watch the Ronaldinho documentary?
not yet.
3-part series. Pretty good. I'm going to be honest.
Did you watch the Italian 90 first episode?
Is that what we watched together?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we get into that, we'll talk about that. The Ronaldinho documentary, honestly, I'm not going to, like, there's no spoilers essentially, but like, I got through the first 2 episodes. I still have the final one to watch. I legitimately, to the point I was texting my girlfriend, I got emotional because, and this is going back to my last point, Ronaldinho was the first soccer player I kind of remember, especially for Barcelona. 2006. I mean, he signed in 2003, but like 2006, like I'm 6 years old watching. I remember like my grandmother went and got me a jersey from Spain, like that Ronaldinho, the whole thing. And like I'm watching these memories and watching like 2006, someone won the Champions League, and then like the years that Messi comes up with him. And I'm like, holy shit. Like all my goats are like retiring. Like it really is over. And then I just started thinking about it. And as I just said, like those memories I have, I don't actually remember specific games of Ronaldinho. Instead, what I remember is sitting on the couch with my grandmother watching the games. You know, or I remember watching them and like coming home from school. Like I saw another video recently of like Messi against Manchester City, the one where he like Megs Milner. And I remember I was sitting on my couch. I'm pointing towards it. I was sitting on my couch and I remember I stood up when he did that, and like so distinctly. And not to go back to the last point, but like that is why we talk about this sport. That is why we care about this sport. And that's what like why we are so passionate about this sport, because of where you were and how you felt. And so when you take that away from people, where now it's like, well, you know, I had to pay $15,000 to sit in this fucking fan zone. It's like now you don't care about it. Now you're like, well, I better get an experience, versus just sitting on your couch with your grandmother watching a game and caring about it because she sat with you. I don't know. That was me ranting. Really good documentary. Got me in my feels. Maybe I overthought it. Pooch, why don't you talk about the 1970 World Cup?
Yeah, so this is going to be my favorite part of this episode today. I truly, really, really enjoyed reading this episode, or not episode, but that's what it felt like. This iteration of the World Cup. So much so there was so much that went on that I actually have a bunch of notes that I took while
5 minutes.
reading it, so that I could get all my thoughts down and really go through it. So the first thing is this World Cup was held in Mexico. 1970 World Cup was Mexico. So one of the big things about Mexico was all of the, like, it's so high that the altitude, a lot of the teams, like the 1970 World Cup is I should lead with this, is a turning point in football. There are a lot of things that I'm going to talk about that basically kind of created the modernization of the football we know today. This is the first time since the first World Cup that I truly think this was a World Cup that is super memorable and a turning point within the game itself. The first thing, this was the first World Cup where the games were televised with color. So not only it was no more black and white. You now had a lot of these like teams with their country's colors on the TV. One of the big things they discussed was people watching that final and seeing Brazil's yellow jerseys with the blue pants while they're playing like just beautiful football and being like, wow, like a lot of people are like, wow, that's Pele. Like by the way, he's back. Like just like, wow, can't believe it. The second thing was that this was the first World Cup before really the commercialization of everything. So that's why I also say it's a turning point, because Julian Havelange, who at this point is the Brazilian FA director, he's been in charge of them since their first World Cup win in '58. So he's been there for about a little over a decade. He's, after this World Cup, going to be the head of FIFA. But the guy in charge right now is a school teacher. So you still have a lot of that amateurization of it, where like nowadays it's like, how many sponsors are there for the World Cup? How many like sideline sponsors?
Right.
The jerseys are all sponsored. Like everything has a sponsor. It's very commercialized, right? This was the last one where it felt like amateur, because there was still no corporate sponsors, no sponsors in general. The fields look a little run down. The players still have like, they look like they're 50 and they're 28. Like it's stuff like that where it's like, it's all in color. So it's like that turning of like, okay, the game's interesting, or it's going to a new way. And then the last kind of thought on this, like turning into that modern age, is because the games were held in Mexico, which has that altitude, the rise and like the importance of medical and scientific approach to the game like just exploded. So one, like the British, what they did was they brought in like science guys, I guess not doctors, but like they have their doctorate. And one of the things that they were saying is salt tablets. They gave all of their players salt tablets because they would
Cramps?
obviously like cramps because they're running so much.
All right,
It's
and
so
at the
high.
altitude. Yep.
Yes. Brazil like brought in people from NASA to like because the moon landing was a year earlier. So Brazil's bringing in people from like NASA and discussing the different ways that the astronauts like prepared for that trip with the altitude, the zero gravity, and started incorporating some of that into theirs. Basically, every single team was practicing in like mountains to like get ready for this World Cup. They had like officials going to Mexico for the Olympics. Yeah.
Timeout. I'm gonna use. I think my first time ever. I'm using 30-second timeout. Do you believe in the moon landing?
In what way?
Did it happen?
So I used to think no, but I actually do think we did. Although I think that there's a reason why we didn't go back that isn't just because the USSR fell apart.
Well, then I guess we didn't go back. We went past it.
Yeah. Which is
Interesting.
why Artemis 4 is so interesting, and I need Owen there because I need somebody I trust.
We need boots on the ground.
Yeah.
All right, back to World Cup. Sorry, just curious.
Yeah. No, yeah. So that was
question.
all of the 100%. So a little bit into the buildup, there's two major points of the buildup of this World Cup that I want to go over. Pretty funny, some not funny. The first one was the Brazilians had hired a coach in between their last World Cup, 66, and then this one in 70. He was a known communist, and it was very
Fair
much
enough.
a totalitarian state at the time in Brazil. So, like, the coach and the government don't really match. So the government's trying to get involved in soccer. The coach is like, we don't want you in soccer, all of this stuff. He goes on a bit of a losing streak. He obviously goes out and claims when he gets fired that it's because he wasn't with the government. The government's like, no, you just lost 5 games in a row with one of the best teams that we've ever had, like all of that stuff. Now, one of the coaches for, I think it was either Botafogo or somebody else, in the media said like that guy's not doing a good job. Like a few days before his last game as manager. So what does that manager do? He brings a loaded gun to Botafogo's training ground to try and shoot him.
Fair.
Like legitimately, the in the book it was like, yeah, like thank God that coach wasn't there because nobody knows what the Brazilian national team manager would have done. But like he legitimately brought a gun to the training ground. Another interesting one was the so-called soccer war that happened. El Salvador and Honduras, they're fighting for like that last spot, the qualification spot. Now I believe there's always like a little bit of sliver of land. The countries are next to each other. It's like maybe 400 yards worth of land that that El Salvadorians went into. Hondurans claimed that it was their land, all of that stuff, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, the first leg draw, second leg draw. So they went to a one-off playoff in Mexico City. The game ends. El Salvador wins in extra time. El Salvador immediately then or maybe it was Honduras, starts carpet bombing. Or no, it was El Salvador. El Salvador starts carpet bombing Honduras after the game.
Yo.
Like legitimately just being like, F you, we beat you. Like, this is our land. And starts carpet bombing them. So what does Honduras do? Honduras then or El Salvador then brings in like literally invades Honduras for like 3 days. Honduras now is just like doing guerrilla warfare in their country so they don't get taken over, and literally it was a 4-day war. It ended up, they signed like a treaty like a decade later. They did a ceasefire, all of that after 4 days, but the treaty was signed a decade later. But they call it the soccer war because it all started after the soccer game. Those were just two fun little things before. During the World Cup itself, 3 interesting notes. One, the famous Bobby Moore for England. He was actually accused twice. So they went England to Bogota in Colombia, then to Mexico City. He was accused twice in Bogota of stealing jewelry at a local jeweler, and one of the times actually got arrested. Now, when he got arrested, all of the players were at a movie theater watching a movie, and I guess he went to the bathroom or something, the authorities got him in the bathroom. They took him down to the police station, and all of the players are after the movie boarding the plane, like getting ready to like go to Mexico, and they realized Bobby's not with us. And they were like, where is Bobby Moore? Like, where's one of our best players? And like, they literally had to call in, like, the government, like, the judge was like, I'm not letting him go. He stole
Good.
something. Turns
On his
out it
Ryan
was just,
Lochte shit.
yeah, it turns out it was just a scam that the Colombian jeweler was running, where he would do that to tourists all the time, where they'd go into the store, the wife would
awesome.
sound the alarm, say he stole something. Little did they know that he's one of the best players in the world at this
What
time, and you're
bozos.
not getting away with that.
What
Um,
bozos.
Yeah.
He probably would have
Another
bought
one,
so much stuff too. What a bozo. That's
yeah,
bozo
well,
of the week.
they were talking about it in the book, and it was like, it started with like, oh, it was just like a gold watch, and then it became, well, it was diamond encrusted. Well, it had gems in it. And next thing you know, they're trying to extort him for like $15,000 at the time. And it's like, whoa. Um, this was also, it wasn't technically the start of the West Germany England rivalry this World Cup, but it was kind of a continuation of it. And we're going to see it play out more over the next couple of World Cups, where you had 66, where West Germany felt like they were robbed in the final. England and West Germany play again, I believe, in the quarterfinals of this World Cup. And it got chippy. West Germany won 1-0, some chirping back and forth. But this is kind of where nowadays you see like the German and English national teams kind of hate each other. There's always that rivalry in the background. This is kind of where it started, like 66, 70. So keep an eye out for that. Jared Muller kind of goes off in this World Cup. So they have Muller and Beckenbauer, that German team right now playing. So kind of like an elite duo for West Germany. The semis was, one of them was Italy, West Germany. The other was Brazil, Uruguay. Brazil beats Uruguay pretty handily. And then Italy and West Germany at the time, and up until I'm sure future World Cups, but at this point is deemed the match of the century. Goes into extra time. West Germany goes ahead in extra time. Then they concede twice. So now they're down, I think it was 3-1 or something like that, or 3-2, sorry. And then West Germany tie it back up in extra time. And then Italy, like at the death in extra time, win it. So there was what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals in extra time. That's why they claim
That's
it's
insane.
like the match of the century. And then to round it all off, Brazil end up winning the World Cup. Kind of killing Italy 4-2. It was never really kind of in it. I think Italy had tied it in like the 15th minute, but like Pele and a few others go off. Pele rides off into the sunset, 3 World Cups. He's 29. He retires. Once again, everybody at the time was like, he's too old, even at 29, to like
That's funny.
play. So it's just like different times where it's like a 29-year-old Pele, it's like he's been playing professionally for 12 years, and they're just like, dude,
Yeah.
time to hang the boots up, man. Like we don't need you anymore. So that was this World Cup. I ranked it so far as the top World Cup that I've read. I really
Wow.
enjoyed this one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I really
The
enjoyed
carpet
this
bombing.
one.
The carpet bombing probably would have ranked at number 1
Part
for
of
me
it.
as well. Yeah,
Part of it. Yeah,
that's-
part of it. Also,
Fair
there were a
enough.
few pictures in this chapter, and it really helped. Was
Okay.
not just this World Cup, it was past World Cups as well. But I love me a good picture book. So this technically, I guess, implies a picture book. So yeah.
Fair enough. Good stuff. Thank you. Yes.
Pucc, you should, maybe for next episode, you could fast forward a little bit and read the 2026 World Cup story. And then you can let us know how that's going to go. Because we don't, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
we keep talking about, like, we're not sure how it's going to play out with all these rule changes and these laws and whatnot. So maybe if you could read it and report back next week to see if it goes well or not.
That'd be a
Because we
good
don't
idea.
know yet.
Oh, and good idea. Good idea.
That's a great idea, Owen. My only issue is I promised that I would read every single issue before I got to 2026.
All right. Well, we'll come to it. I just thought
I think
I just thought it was a good idea.
I think what I'll do is I'll drop hints moving forward about the 2026 World Cup. I'll be like, oh, 1974. Yeah, USA had a good run. I think they made the semifinals. Interesting. And people
Ah.
will be like, then
Mm.
when people Wikipedia and they're like, wait, US wasn't even involved, they'd be like, oh, he dropped a. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good stuff. This podcast is awesome. Let's get in, and thank you again, Pucc, for the 1970 World Cup. Very interesting stuff there. I think it's time for us to get into our weekend recap. Pucc, I'll give you a choice here. Do you want to start with it, or do you want to end with it?
Start with it. I'd rather.
Alrighty.
It's like when you get detention, you got to tell your parents that you got detention,
Yeah,
and
just
you're
rip the
like,
Band-Aid.
yeah, you got to just rip the Band-Aid off, man.
All right, we'll start with it. City beat Arsenal 2-1. They closed the gap to 3 points with a game in hand. Goals from Shirky, goal from Holland. Pucc, you want me to start, or you want to start here? I'm trying to be respectful and nice before you start yelling at me again.
I mean, you could start. I don't care. I'm not gonna say like 3 words anyway.
Okay, well,
So you can
All right.
can spew your propaganda immediately.
there's no propaganda.
and
I have no
just
propaganda.
I won't respond.
You talked shit last week, and I said I can't wait for Monday. And then
I-
you got
see,
mad at me
like,
when I said pod, he, and then you got mad about that. I
See,
don't know
this
what I
is-
said wrong.
This is my thing. I get called fence sitting on a lot of things, and then I put my full chest into something, and then immediately the next episode it's quote talking shit. So I
You
don't
were
know what
talking
you
shit
want me
about
to do.
Spurs. You were talking shit about Spurs, and you were all like, all
I said
braggadocious.
Spurs was gonna win.
We're going back to City Arsenal. A couple of things here. Number one, Shirky's so good. The whole thing where everyone's like, oh, he has attitude issues. I don't care. He is so good. He's such a game changer for Pep, and that goal was ridiculous. I'll give some credit to Arsenal. Havertz, I finally understand what Havertz does now. I've been saying it since he joined Chelsea. I don't know what bro does. I actually have some respect for Havertz. I don't have respect that Bernardo Silva ran him down. That's a bad look. That's a very bad look.
Can I say something really quick?
You're free to say whatever you'd like.
I did point out in our preview that I think Havertz is a player to play against City because
Okay.
of what he did on Sunday.
Yeah, he was
That
good.
is literally his game. I don't think he was good. He was one of
Oh.
our better players.
Okay,
He missed
that's fair.
He missed a free header in the 95th minute and then
yeah.
a one-on-one with Donnarumma. Donnarumma, incredible save, but like if you're one-on-one with the keeper as a striker, you
gotta
have
score.
to be putting it away. So like that's my issue with
Well,
Havertz is he just
Yeah,
it's like one of those, he does everything else right. He can't score. Gyökeres, he can't do anything else, but he can put the ball in the back of the net. If they could
right.
morph into if I want them to have
Yeah.
a child, I need them to have a love child, and that would be the perfect striker.
I hear you. I think I said that last week about. I think I said that
Yeah.
about Richarlison and Solanke or something. I was like, if you put them
Yeah.
together, they'd be like an average prime striker. It's the same thing. It's like, and it's why guys like Holland go for what they go for because they do. They
Holland's
kind of can do it.
Overrated, bitch.
Anyway, we'll get into Holland and Gabriel. Havertz actually impressed me. That header at the end, I mean, that was unlucky, but like he actually was productive. I know what you're saying, and he kind of starting to fall into the class of like the Nico Jacksons and the Bobby Firminos, where they don't have crazy goal scoring numbers, but teams just love them for their work rate and their link up, which as a casual, you'll never see that. But yeah,
Thing is, he actually does put the like. He's one
just
of
said
those
he
guys.
didn't blood.
Yesterday, in general too, but last year I think he had like 15 goals or 20 goals in all comps. Like he can put the
Mhm.
ball in the back of the net, but his issue is he gets like 5 chances a game and he puts 1 away. Like
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like he'll put them away, but
Mhm.
like it'll take him a while to do it. Meanwhile, a guy like Gyökeres, it's like he needs two chances and he'll put 1 away. Like it's I don't know, whatever. Keep talking.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, it was a good game. These are the type of games that, like, honestly, I feel like we don't really get a ton of these. Like, even though, like, you had City United, there's just something special about when you have, like, a proper matchup like this. I feel like even the rivalries right now in England have not been, like, edge of a knife. Like, both teams are top. Like, the Manchester derby has been kind of ass. Spurs, Arsenal, it's kind of like one team is better than the other. Chelsea is, like, some days they're better. Some, I don't know. It's one of those things where like it was nice to have this game and it felt like kind of like a final, like a proper final. It was crazy to start. Shirky has a great goal, and then literally up to kickoff, I don't know what Donnarumma's doing. Havertz scores though, so shout out your boy. And then Holland. Holland was on another one. Him and Gabriel were fighting. That felt so proper. Barclays. I love that. Those two fighting. Gabriel wanted his jersey. Maybe this is reactionary. I'm not going to say it.
No, say it. Say it.
I was just going to talk about
speak with your
Arsenal
chest.
center backs. I
Speak
will
with
say
your
with my
chest.
chest. I'm just trying to be respectful of you.
Speak
Because
with your chest.
what's up, Bo? I'll say it after
Yeah.
everyone.
Can I make a comment on
Yeah.
Arsenal center back?
Yeah, feel
Yeah, if I was anyone in the Arsenal locker room, I would chop Gabriel up, put him in a shipping container, and send it into the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
yeah. I think.
Can I ask why? What he did that was bad?
First off,
He
he
would
should have got a red
deserve-
for that headbutt. He should have got a red for that headbutt. By the way, he got very lucky he didn't.
Not only was he getting
fair.
like abused, like in a soccer sense, like he just looked lost. Anytime the City attack came toward the Arsenal box, he looked like he had zero positional awareness. Like he had no idea where he was, and that confused me. That's like the one thing you should be good at. Beyond that, he just looked terrible out there. And then all the non-football stuff, like the picking fights with Holland, the nonsense. He kind of looked like when you're having a bad game and then you start to try and make up for it by like getting in the heads of other players, but it clearly just shows that they're in your head and you're just embarrassing yourself out there.
I'll be-
So
He also just
my
looks aloof. He's got like an aloof look on his face all the time.
so my only thing is I agree
Poor Pooch, man.
he didn't have his best game. Like I'll be the first to admit
I
that.
agree.
I
5.9 on
agree.
FOMOP.
I-
5.9 on
I-
FOMOP.
I-
Worst player in the
I-
game.
okay, I don't think he had a great game.
I agree.
But to say that like he was getting like that he was like basically what's the word I want to use or what's the word that you used that
He was
basically like
abused.
that like he was abused by Holland. Like I think they both were giving it to each other in terms of like there would be moments where it would be like ball in the air and Holland's like going through his back or like putting stamping on his like calf like to get it, and then moments where Gabrielle's doing the same. I think both of them were trying to get like they do that every single time that they match up against each other. In terms of I've seen him lock down Holland before. Like I think it's one of those where it's like they both love it so much, and I think that whatever, like it's whatever.
It's a fight. It is what it is. That's
Yeah,
it's like what happens when you have two heavyweights, right? You have like the best
Yeah.
number 9 in the world going against the guy at the moment who's being claimed as the best center back, and like
Well,
Holland knows what he's.
I don't think anybody's claiming Gabrielle's the best center back. Who said
There's
that?
no. Oh my god. Oh, maybe
I
you
love
haven't.
Gabrielle.
Maybe
I
you
love
haven't, but
Gabrielle, but
every
I have
tw-
never said Saliba's worlds better than him.
Okay, go on. I'm going to be honest. Gabriel this year has been getting so much praise. I know he scored a lot of the goals
He's
for
been
them.
getting praise, but like
They're good as a unit, but individually they
his
both have their own issues.
2026 His 2026 has been horrendous. 2025, he had a great start to the season. Since
Here's
the
my
turn of the
take on the
calendar, it's not been
Arsenal-
great.
Here's my take on all center backs nowadays. Back in the day, and when I say like us kind of growing up and probably like a little bit even earlier, you used to have proper 1v1 defenders. You had like Paolo Maldini, if you want to say like Puyol, right? Like you had like these like proper defenders. Nowadays, defending has become so unit-based, structured-based, and also like who your partner is, right? Where
Yeah.
I think Gabriel and Saliba are both as standalone center backs very good, but I think if you put either one of them in a different team, I think they both like would not be getting the shouts they are. And that's not to say that they're not top 5 center backs in the world. That's just to say your unit matters so much and who your partner
I
is.
agree 100%
So-
with that. You don't have, I think a guy like Van Dijk is like a last bastion
Exactly.
of that.
That was the exact
like,
name I was going to say.
Yeah, like
Of
and
proper
I-
defender.
What both of you guys said is extremely valid. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with either one of your guys' takes. Holland has me mystified because I love the shithousery that he does, but
Yeah.
when it's against your team, you're like, I hate that.
Yeah.
But like, it's awesome that he does that shithousery. and I can't even get mad at it. But then it's against my team, and then I have to.
Right.
I don't know. He has my mind in a blender. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
No, it's horrific. It's
I
horrific when it's
think-
against you, but when it's not, you're like, this is how the game's supposed to be played. It just is what
Yeah.
it is.
Can I give my thoughts on the game now?
No, I asked for your thought. Yeah.
I think we played very well. I like the fact that we went out and attacked.
Mm-hmm.
I think the game should have been a draw, except for the fact that their attack is more creative than ours is. And
Mm-hmm.
because of that, we did not even deserve a draw. I think, and I don't know the XG. We've discussed it many times. We had more XG than
You had
them.
more
I
XG,
don't know
yeah.
how, but I think their ability to create was better than ours, and in that reason, they should have won the game. Um, I, I'm I don't understand what Arteta's thinking was in terms of bringing off Eze. I think he was the only guy that was making things happen attacking wise for us. He didn't even look tired. Um, I think the two big things that really stuck out to me in terms of why we looked so good going forward in this game was one, Odegaard central, Eze on the left. I think that opened up a bunch of things for us in terms of attacking. And then two, this was the first time in what feels like months where we went against a team that wasn't sitting back in their own box, like having 10 guys in their own
Mhm.
box, which goes to the fact of boring Arsenal and all that stuff, where it's like Arsenal's so boring, like, oh, they're just winning games 1-0. When another team is like putting 9 guys in a box and then just having 2 outlet guys to sprint up, like, yeah, it's going to be boring because we're controlling most of the game in that opposition, like, final third. When a team actually is willing to be like, go out and attack, we can go out and attack with them. I think one thing that we have to do is become more creative. And I don't think we have anybody in our team that can do that right now. Martinelli, I think, should just get on the first flight back to Brazil. I think Athletic Palmeiras needs a winger. Atletico Mineral need a winger. Botafogo could use one.
Yeah.
He should not even touch the field anymore because that second goal was all his fault. I don't know if, like, you guys obviously watched the game. So like that second goal only happened because Martinelli did not try. Like, he went for Gahey. When Donnarumma had the ball, he immediately sprints for Gahey,
Mhm.
leaving a whole sideline for Nico O'Reilly. No midfielders are there. It's
Mhm.
just Nico O'Reilly, who's then able to run with the ball for 60 yards, play
Right.
a ball into the middle, and they score. And it's because Martinelli had zero track. He made the
Nico
wrong
O'Reilly,
decision,
ridiculous, by the way.
and he's a very good player. But I'm saying that second goal is literally all Martinelli's fault. I don't think.
I just want to say real quick that was one of my biggest issues with Gabriel. That middle was wide open when that ball came bouncing through the middle, and Gabriel was too worried about trying to bring Haaland to the ground and wasn't covering his space, which left there. You could watch the replay. The ball comes bouncing through the middle. It's not some pacey, beautiful ball in. It got bobbled around, comes bouncing through the middle, and Gabriel is just trying to big dick Haaland or something, and he's too worried about trying to seem stronger and bigger as opposed to just covering the space like he actually should.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Oh my God, Owen's coming for blood. Pooch, you had your guns up at me. You should have them up at Owen. I really not said anything crazy. I'm
No, you're good. You're
I'm an
good.
unbiased ball knower.
Listen, we right now, in my head, me and Ethan have peace deals. And I hope you never find that apartment. So
Yeah, go enjoy Tent Town in LA, bozo.
yeah,
That's what Pooch
yeah.
just said.
Maybe buy a few dogs and feed them Fent. I don't know.
Jesus, what?
It's
Wait,
a big
wait,
issue
wait.
in LA right now
They're feeding their dogs Fent?
to make sure that they don't get Fent, because you mentioned Tent Town. So
What?
you haven't seen that story?
No.
Maybe it was AI. I don't know. No. Oh, and that's
I'll
a
say the
great
thing
point.
now. That one Eze shot where he hit the inside of the post.
Oh my God, that was beautiful. The swerve on that.
It was like 3 touches. He like brings the ball in, gets it on his foot, and then shoots it. It was like I love when a player doesn't waste a touch, and that was a perfect example. And then it was a great shot. Just unlucky. It hits the inside of the post, but not
Yeah.
inside enough to go in the back of the net.
The swerve on that was ridiculous. Like the
Yeah, that was-
curve was that's like what separates a pro from like, any of us can hit a ball with a little bit of curve, but when you see like someone hit it with that much curve where it legitimately bends, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, Pucc, tough one. I honestly, as I was watching the game, of course I was rooting for City. I had my City kit on last week. I will be brutally honest. I've been in these positions where it's a big game and the whole world's rooting against you. I feel for you. It's not fun. Type of game that keeps you up at night, even though you did not play in it, it could not affect the result. Where you're like, damn, why didn't Eze just hit that with a little more bend?
Yeah, thanks, Ethan, for reminding me. Haven't been thinking about it.
Anyway, I've done nothing. I've been supportive of you. I just was excited for us to get on the pod so you can share it, because that's what the pod helps me air out my grievances.
I have no grievances. I hate the sport. I don't.
So
I really don't want to.
have you
even
conceded the
continue.
league?
No, I can't. Like I have to. I have to go with my team, right?
Okay.
Like you have to support your guys through and through.
Of course.
But I still think we have, with the remaining fixtures, I think
Yeah, I
we
was about
have
to
an
look right
easier
now.
road. We have an easier road than them. They have to still go to Bournemouth away and Everton away. I think we both play Burnley.
You play Burnley. Your
I think
next 5, can I
we
give it to you?
we both play Palace. We play Fulham, and then I forget the last one.
I'll give you your
Newcastle.
both. Yeah, I'll give you your next 5 City fixtures. You guys have
Newcastle, Fulham,
West Ham, Burnley,
West
Crystal
Ham.
Palace. They have Burnley on Wednesday, Everton, Brentford, Bournemouth, Palace to end. Yeah, Palace to end. And
Yeah.
Villa.
No,
Villa to end.
no, because Palace they still have to make up.
Right. And then they have Villa to end.
Yeah.
I think on paper you have more difficult, or excuse me, easier matchups. I think this is where you're going to see Arsenal's mentality. Because if you both win out, you theoretically win the league.
No, we don't, because it would then go to goal difference.
You still
And
have a goal on them. You're up 1 goal on them.
You got to think about they have an extra game in hand. So if they lose, hypothetically, if they lose to Burnley, then you're right. We're right back in the driver's
I see what
seat.
you're saying.
But if they beat Burnley, we're both tied. And like if they beat Burnley by 2 goals, they're now in first.
What
because
do you
goal
think your
difference.
percentage? What do you think your percentage of winning the league is now?
Personal, or what Okta, that dumbass supercomputer says?
You.
Me?
Yeah,
I would
you.
say 52%.
Still in lead.
I still think that City will drop a point somewhere, only
I
because
see what you're saying.
when you have a team like Everton fighting for Europe and it's away, and I'm sure that game will be like a Saturday night in England, like a 3 p.m. kickoff here on a Saturday, like that's that game. Like I think that's a game that Everton gets up for. David Moyes always has some magic in his sleeve. I think a team like Bournemouth, they're fighting for Europe. Brentford, they're fighting for Europe. Like they have to go against teams that aren't going to be like what we're basically doing, where it's like Newcastle's done. Like they're going to fire Eddie Howe. The players don't, like, they may get up for that game, but like it's also like, will they?
To
Like
be
they have
fair,
to travel to London. Like we have to, Burnley, they're going to be playing for pride, and I think we can beat them.
to be fair though,
Fulham,
Pooch, you have West Ham who's trying to avoid relegation. You have Crystal Palace who's going to be fighting for I think they need 3 points to be in 6.
So I'll say this about the Crystal Palace game on the last day. Like the Palace and Villa game, that's so far off in my mind because that is last day of the season. Like one of the 2 teams could have wrapped up the league at that point, and that game doesn't matter. Like that game, it's the last 2 games I'm not really counting in my head right now, only because it's still so far away. I'm thinking more like soon, like the more recent games, like the more upcoming games. Those are the games where I'm like, I think we could take back control there.
Okay.
I just don't know if we have the goal scoring to outscore them on a goal difference. I think we have the defense too, but I don't think we could match their intensity of the goals. Like a game where they have to play Burnley this midweek,
They're going to rack up goals.
I could see them scoring like 5. And
they'll be on it. The other thing is you're still in Europe and they're not. So that's they're and I mean I think they have the FA Cup semifinal.
They do
But,
have
like,
the FA Cup, but
I could totally see them slagging it off. For you now, right? And this is it's our Asking Arsenal fans segment because it's important. If I can only give you one of the two titles, Champions League or Prem, what do you want? I can only give you one of the two.
I honestly, I think it would still have to be Prem, only
Yeah.
because I've never like I haven't seen my team lift either, but the Prem has been more like in my hands, like within my grasp
You
the
have to go
last
Prem.
couple of seasons.
I agree.
So it's like it's one of those. The Champions League, I still think I think we have a really good team that could compete, but
Mhm.
if it's a one-off game against a Bayern or a PSG, I don't know how. Like I don't know what it would.
I
Look
don't know.
Like.
I don't know who's going to
So-
beat Bayern with Bayern winning the league already, and their full focus is on winning the Champions League.
Well, that's
When-
another thing about some of these jokes of European leagues, where I'm being
Yeah.
dead serious. Where it's like we've discussed it in nauseum about like PSG, where they like are canceling games on the weekend.
Well, now they have
Bayern
to
are
play
gonna
9
go-
games in the next month, the next
Yeah,
30
Bayern-
days.
Bayern are going up against Halle Schöntian, fine. And it's like, all right, they won 10-0. Harry Kane
Mhm.
scored 8 goals. Like, cool.
Right.
Like, congrats. Like, I don't know. I just feel like something needs to change. I think maybe a Super League is something we should do. But realistically, if we do a Super League, I don't think we should invite any state-owned clubs. So, like, sorry,
Just-
City, sorry,
this is-
Newcastle.
You're so scared, dude. Just beat who's on
See,
paper in front of you. You could have
I
played
make-
City you beat City this
I
week and you win
make
the league and
one
you're not even
joke.
talking like this.
I make one joke, and it's
I
immediately.
couldn't tell if he was a joke or
You're so
not.
scared. You're so scared, dude.
He's mad. He's mad.
I'm
Anyway,
not mad.
You're-
I'm
you're-
over fighting this. I don't care anymore.
I do agree
Fine.
with you.
Yeah, you're right. City's gonna win the league. I'm gonna go 6 feet down. Owen's gonna piss on my grave while I'm
Wow.
in there.
Owen really
Um,
came at you more than I did. I was just going to say
Owen-
Gabriel's
My
overrated.
beef is not with you, Pucc. It's with mostly one individual on your favorite football team.
Mm.
You as a
Fine.
man,
I don't
still
care.
mostly respect.
I don't care about anybody else except my team. And if you have a problem with that, go ahead, get a shit ton of gravel in your hand, put it in a hat, and then shit your pants. I don't care.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a tough one, Pooch. Well, I guess we'll keep an eye on. I agree with you. You have to win the Premier League this year. That's like the one. Like,
Thanks. Great insight, Ethan.
no,
Wow. Can always count on you for that hard hitting insight. Wow.
I meant over Champions League. Champions League is not like the one that's like been out of your grasp. It's like Prem. If not, it's going to be bad. Not for me.
Yeah,
Maybe for Mo.
no, crazy. Yeah.
No, no.
Great.
I
we
mean,
shouldn't win the Champions League. Yeah. You're right. We shouldn't
Anyway.
win anything. Yeah. Great.
well, you
great
should.
insight.
That's the goal.
Good
You should
insight.
try.
Good
You should
insight.
try. It would be drastic if Spurs have still
insight.
won a trophy more recently. Anyway, Spurs
Yeah.
draw Brighton
The
2-2.
Kitty Cup.
It's still a cup. Pooch, thoughts on Xavi Simons? Last week you said he shit.
He still shit. He had a great goal, but he's shit.
Okay.
I literally could care less about Spurs.
Oh,
I would
Okay.
actually like to hear Owen's thoughts as a true Tottenham fan. I would rather us City and Arsenal fans not bicker about a Tottenham game and hear an
Mm.
actual Tottenham fan's thoughts.
I am such a Spurs fan that I like went and have a jersey of another team that is beating Arsenal. That's how big of a Spurs fan I am. Pooch took off his headphones. He is so rattled. He is so rattled on the fact that, yeah,
Yeah, I feel bad for the guy, honestly.
it's a tough one.
I feel partly responsible. I didn't want to, get up my arms and start battling, but it was just so hard not to. In terms of Spurs,
Mm-hmm.
gotta win that, I guess.
It's like the Premier League. You know what I mean? You just got it. Like, you got to win it.
It's a similar situation too. At the end of the day,
Just clear it.
yeah, just kick the ball.
Just hoof it.
Just kind of kick it far forward. That would be good.
It sucks that it was Dan. So I was telling Pooch, I think, maybe I wasn't talking to Pooch. I was talking. it's like you feel so bad because it's like the dog that shits on the carpet. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, you're such like you've done everything, or like you haven't been home for 8 hours and the dog pees on the floor. And you're like, no, it's not your fault. I know I got home late, And
Yeah,
it's like Danto's been so consistent and such a good player for us since he's been here. They're like, oh, why was it you? Like, clear the ball. But coming into the game, if you told me Spurs were going to draw Brighton, who Brighton are one of the most informed teams in the Prem, I'd probably shake your hand on it. So better than an L. Just it's such a Spurs way to go about it, where we couldn't have been down 2-1 and drawn. We had to be up 2-1 and fucked it up. Whatever.
It was good to see Xavi Simons really kind of take the game by the scruff of the neck and really just I don't know what else to say other than he really just came into his own and kind of took over that game as best he could. He got a lot of flack for who did we lose to last game?
Spurs? We
Yeah.
just lost to
Sunderland?
yes.
A lot of people were shitting on Xavi Simons specifically.
Someone on this
I-
pod was.
That's what I thought, and I didn't say anything because I didn't care, to be honest.
Fair enough.
I thought Xavi Simons was pretty solid for the time he played that game. Maybe I'm just coping, but I've liked Xavi Simons pretty consistently. Obviously, him being like our sad excuse of like a superstar at the moment is heartbreaking. But that being said, I think he's a player that this team could theoretically grow with and build around. Not build around as he's the centerpiece, but I don't know. I feel like he's someone we could definitely work with going forward. And it was great to see him really just take this game.
Yeah, thank God. I mean, goal and assist, right? 8.7 rating on FotMob. We were not sponsored yet by, but yeah. And again, though, right? It comes down to the fact that, and maybe not in this game, but like how Pucc just talked about with Eze. Like, Eze was able to really shine because Odegaard was in the 10. So Odegaard can handle a little bit more of like the actual like deep line playmaking. In this game, Bentancur comes back for Spurs, and he actually shows like the level that you need to be a Premier League midfielder. He had a very solid game, came off on the 67th, but he played well. And I think that really helps Simons kind of focus more so on just what he does best, which is whether it's goal scoring, assisting, whatever it is, right? Being kind of that threat. Yeah, I mean, Matoma's goal was fire. Fair enough to Matoma. I think he's 29. He's still showing levels. But again, like with Spurs, then this has been an issue all year. We're up 1-0 at halftime, but we're not because Matoma scores at 45th plus 3. Then you go up 2-1, and then you concede again in the 95th. So, like, if the game was 44 and 90 and 89 minutes, we'd probably win every game. You have to be able to see out games. It is what it is. You just got to keep yourself up. Pucc, do you want to talk about Spurs at all?
Zero. No, I don't. I literally could care less about Spurs. If I'm being completely honest with you, I watched that entire game and I have zero thoughts. My thought is you guys aren't going to go down. You guys aren't a bad team. You'll get 2 wins.
Thank you.
And you'll stay up. So everybody talking about like, oh, what if Spurs go down? Who are they selling? Like, shut up. Like, who cares? It's not going to happen. Yeah, I think Madison will come back. He'll be a star, and you guys will be fine. Like, I literally could care less. Like, congrats on staying up. Yeah.
Pucc is a new man. This is
great insight there, Owen.
So mad. His Arsenal brain's healing. Chelsea.
I don't think it is. I think
no,
it's
it is. No, it is. It's actually a good thing. He was turning into one of these like Arsenal dudes on Twitter that talk about like Barca 2011. You were starting to go that way. I was getting texts.
Barca 2011.
They would talk about like, oh, like Declan Rice gets into the team over Xavi.
We've discussed this before.
You never had that take, but that was just an example of what we're seeing on Twitter. You were going that way.
How? In what way?
You were starting to go Arsenal brain. I was getting texts. The same
from
text.
me?
No, not from you, from others. Others on the yeah. I was getting reports. I was like, hey, like Pucc is getting Arsenal brain, yada yada. I didn't
put
think
in
it
the
was
Riverside
bad.
chat. Put in the Riverside chat. Who said it exactly? I want names.
Let me see how to do it.
I want names.
Yeah, we don't do.
Because if it's who I think it is, we're in deep water with that person. But if it isn't, Shawty's just talking shit. Could care less. Oh,
wow.
yeah, could care less.
Wow.
Okay.
So say their
We're
names
good.
then. Talk shit to them right now on the pod.
I'm actually not in deep water. I'm
Who'd
gonna
you think
text
it
the
was
person.
then?
I thought it was Harubi. I've been in
No,
deep
I don't.
waters
We
with
don't text about
Harubi.
you.
Okay, perfect.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think he
text
listens
him
to the
right
episode.
now.
Wait. Don't. Let's see if he actually listens to the podcast.
No,
Text us right
we're
now
not
if you're at
in-
this point. Anyway,
in-
well, the reason why I say that, Pooch, is because let's move on to Chelsea. Chelsea versus United. This is something Pooch and I can tie our bandanas around. Chelsea, 4 straight Prem losses. And on top of that, like, Liam has to go. Caicedo does agree a new deal. I don't know. The way you just like talked about Spurs, you're like, I could care less. That's kind of how I feel about Chelsea. It's like there's no real
I could
project
care less
here.
about them too.
It's like there's no
Like-
real like I get more excited about Carrick, and I could actually talk about United and be like, oh, like I think they're going this way. Like Chelsea, I'm like, I don't see the vision. I don't care. It doesn't make sense. They're going to be a decent team because they do have decent players, but like they're just kind of an annoying team. I don't know. Though, I mean annoying in the sense like even like Arsenal right now. Even though like I don't like Arsenal, I can at least respect Arsenal because they're a good team. Chelsea don't like, they're just like, whatever, man. Like, go sign some more 17-year-olds. Like, I don't know what you want. Everton lose to Liverpool 2-1 in the Merseyside derby. Van Dijk with a 90th plus 10-minute winner. It's just a tough life being an Everton fan. No matter how tough we have it, it's just got to be a tough life. Even when shit's going well, it's not going well.
Yeah, I feel bad because they had that first goal called off earlier in the game, and it was such a good vibe in that stadium, and then Liverpool go right back down and score immediately. Beto, I thought, played really good. He's actually turning it on recently.
Yeah, which is
Hate to
insane
see
to
him
say.
go out. Yeah, hate to see him go out with that injury too. Where I was like, he was playing so well, and him and Konate clashed heads, and then he had to leave.
Yeah, I mean, Konate knew what he was doing. He had to get Beto off the field, and he did what he had to do. And then Villa beat Sunderland in a 4-3 thriller. Yeah, just thought I'd say that.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Copa del Rey. Atleti lose to Sociedad in penalties. Huge win for Sociedad. It's the first time they've won it since 2021. But even bigger for us as Americans is Matarazzo, the coach of Sociedad. This is the first American coach to win. I wrote a major title. It's not even a major title. He's the first American coach to win a title in a major, top 5 European league. What other American coaches won anything?
No, never mind. You said top 5. I was going to say, I thought Jesse Marsh won something with Red Bull, but that was the Austrian or the
Yeah,
Hungarian
that's why
version
it
of
wasn't
them.
one of those.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Though. I totally forgot about Jesse Marsh.
Yeah. Because I was like, ooh, that doesn't sound right. But he didn't coach at Leipzig, so
Yeah. Other than that, Sidemen charity game. I saw that Toby hit a Trivella from like 35 yards out, free kick. That was sick. And then I saw that they go to a penalty shootout.
I'm going to be completely honest, Ethan. I watched maybe the first 20 minutes for research purposes because you brought it up, and I was like, I'm not watching whatever game was on at 10. Sorry to all the Leeds and Wolves listeners.
Fair enough.
Just wasn't going to watch that. It was the biggest pile of steaming dog shit I watched, so then I turned on Leeds Wolves. No, I went for a run. Actually.
Yeah,
Never
that's
mind.
actually very fair. The game ended 11-14 with a penalty shootout. By the way, I did not even watch 20 minutes. Miniminter, he dropped a 9.84 rating, so that's pretty awesome. Good for him. Miniminter had a hat trick, so probably my MVP. Yeah, 9.84, terrific. XQC in goal dropped a 3.25. Just never going to be able to win with that, unfortunately, especially when the rest of the squad are dropping 7 and 8. This is actually team of the season. Wow, this is really in depth. This is horrific. Yeah, that's our recap of the weekend. Let's move in to I guess it's a midweek preview. A lot of La Liga and some other leagues. Let's jump into that midweek preview here. Alrighty, time to get into a midweek preview here. Not too much, but we do have some Prem games. Let's start off first. Brighton versus Chelsea. Give me Brighton. I think this is the game that sinks Liam.
Give me Chelsea. They're gonna win.
Oh, and why are you like nodding, agreeing?
Because I'm agreeing. What do you want me to say?
You said it
God.
though, like you were like rooting for Chelsea. Like, yep.
No, it's a nod of sadness, but also agreement.
Okay, you had to smile, but no problem. Not judging.
It was
Bournemouth
more
versus
like
Leeds.
like like an accepting.
Like a good take. Good take.
Ye-
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, and it's one I unfortunately agree with. That was kind
Okay.
of the essence. The
Okay.
listeners know. They get it. They can hear it.
Fair enough. Okay. Bournemouth versus Leeds. Give me Bournemouth. Give me Bournemouth. That's my team. Up the cherries.
Yeah, I think Bournemouth will win only because they're going to be playing for areolas moving forward. So
I'm always I think they're always playing for him, to be fair. They're always playing for Areolas.
yeah. Yeah.
Who isn't?
Also,
Who is
I'm not gonna lie. The last maybe 30 minutes after our Arsenal talk, you guys, I feel like a World War One vet that got mustard gassed. Did we talk Man U Chelsea?
Yeah, you said you didn't want to talk about it. You don't care.
Okay, good.
Do you want to say something about it?
No,
The
I
floor is
literally
yours.
don't care. No, I don't care. So that was a good point by me.
Okay, good point. Good
yeah.
point. Burnley versus Man City. Pooch, your thoughts?
Man City's going to win 6-0. They're going to win the Premier League, and it's going to be a great season. Everybody's going to say, "Oh, what a year! What a great Prem season!" Like, wow. And then it's going to be like, "Wow, can't believe Man City won again." Oh,
Do you
this is
fire
awesome.
Arteta if they lose the?
Honestly, it honestly depends who's available. I was thinking about this after the game.
Yeah.
If a Luis Enrique, the only two guys that I would fire Arteta for that I know would come would be Luis Enrique and Simeone.
You would
Those are the
fire.
only two.
Wait. Here's my thing with Simeone. This dude, people are like, oh, he doesn't spend money. He wins nothing.
Okay, my only thing is he's worked with our our sporting director came from Atletico Madrid.
Who cares? He won nothing with
And-
him there too.
On top of that, I believe Simeone is a better manager than Arteta.
Fair.
He's won a La Liga.
I can understand that.
He's won a La Liga, maybe not when like Barca and Real Madrid were at their heights, but still within that, like maybe on the back end, won a La Liga there. He constantly brings Atletico Madrid to quarterfinals, semifinals of Champions Leagues. Like he can bring in Julian Alvarez. He brought in Lookman, and Lookman looked great at Atalanta, but he looks even better now. Like Griezmann, he's able to have like a great career. His own son is performing phenomenally in that team. Like there's just I think he's a better, like if we're talking like top 10 managers of the world, he's probably in that top 5 range. So like that's why I'm saying like he's the only him and Luis Enrique would be the only two. If any other managers available, like besides them, that would come.
Trying to think.
Like
Trying to think of who.
Obviously, if a Pep Guardiola is like, I want to go to Arsenal, like obviously, yeah.
That'd be
but
weird.
like we're being realistic here, and
You
I'm
wouldn't
saying,
want
like,
that. That would be so weird. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that's almost one of those things. It's like when Jacoby
I don't
Ellsbury
even-
signed for the Yankees, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's a great center field." I'm like, I don't want you here. You know what I mean?
I agree, but I'm not even going to let myself think about that because it's never going to happen.
Right. You know what's funny is I just compared Pep Guardiola to Jacoby
Ellsbury. Pretty accurate. They need a bunch of overpaid talent around them to actually succeed.
Who? Oh,
Guardiola and Ellsbury. So it
okay.
is actually a really good one.
Thank you.
I would love to see, and now we're getting off topic from the week.
It's okay.
Preview,
Keep going. No, that's why we have a podcast. We're allowed to do what we want.
I would love to see Pep Guardiola coach like a Bournemouth or like a Fulham, because everywhere he goes, at Barcelona, he had the best Barcelona team ever. That like fair and like you can't lose with those teams.
Yeah,
At
but I mean,
at Bayern Munich, he was able to pick any player that he wanted. He had one of the best sixes turned fullbacks at the time, Philip Lahm. He had Iron Robin, Frank Ribery, Lewandowski. Like he had his pick of the litter. At Man City, he comes into a team that everybody thinks like, Pep Guardiola made Man City. They won a Premier League with Mancini the year before or 2 years before. Like they had a team in place, and he's spent billions of dollars to every single stop besides probably Barcelona, because that team's a generational team. Once in every 60 years, we'll see a team like that. So like every other stop, it's been like, or every stop he's had, it's like he has great teams. Like I would love to see him have like a Jose Mourinho arc. I don't think we would think of him as the same.
Yes and no. I mean, I don't
It's
like.
just the world we live in nowadays where it's like he can demand, like, I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying, how good of a tactician is he really?
I think he's terrific. He's the reason that you have a manager at your club right now.
Me?
Arteta. Arteta is fully from Pep.
Not fully.
Okay, you're right. No, he learned that at Sociedad. I
He
don't
learned
know
that
what to
under
tell you.
Arsene
Like
Wenger.
Pep completely changed the game. Where now you just have like I don't know. I get what
I
you're
don't.
saying.
It's just
He's had the
something
best in the world, but he
interesting.
also like he promoted Busquets to the first team when he brought PK back from Manchester United.
My
point is
thing
like I
is-
guess he did, but he also like what do you want him to do? Those are the players he was given.
Well, Barcelona, I fully understand. I'm talking more
Right.
Bayern and City. Like people treat his time at City like they were literally in 18th place when he took over.
I
And,
don't know
like,
who treats it like
he-
that.
I think
I
a lot
remember-
of people.
I personally
people.
wouldn't, and that's maybe because I remembered Mancini a lot. Like I remember like those Mancini years and like Man City being kind of like the scrappy new fun team. And then I remember when Pep got there, that's kind of when they got like kind of unlikable. Was because it felt like all right now they're just gonna again right like when Pep shows up, teams start spending. But it's the same thing with Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique takes over Barcelona, manages them, wins Champions League. Then he goes manages the Spain team. Didn't really win much with them, but that was also like probably the worst Spain team in a while. And then at PSG, he just gets to spend what he wants. So it's
Not
like
I mean, to
you're
a
gonna
point.
say. I mean, the dude's
To a point,
he's probably spent more than Pep, to be honest.
over his career.
Maybe not over his career because his career's been shorter at the club level. So like you
But
can't really.
I'm just saying, Luis Enrique at PSG, he has guys in that. Like he was able to make Vitinha work when Vitinha couldn't even.
Do you know how much
cook
they
it
spent
at
on?
Wolves.
But do you know how much they spent on Vitinha?
Fabian Ruiz, before he came over, was okay, and
Luis
now
Enrique
he's like,
spent over $750 million in the past, and he took over in July 2023. In 3 years, he spent $750 million.
it's not all his fault. It's not his fault that he has a state-run club behind him. Oh,
He spent
Wait, so
on
does-
João Neves 65 mil. So my point is like I get what you're saying, but
so does Pep. Oh,
that's my point.
Our
Is
state
like
clubs ruining the sport of
you're so
football.
mad. You're so mad at
Oh,
City.
Interesting.
You're so mad. All right,
Honestly,
back to
I
the
wouldn't
preview.
be that mad if that stupid dumbass fat dude got a
Oh, the
water
bottle
bottle
guy?
for his kid. He's like crying about his kid wanting a water, and now he's carrying it around I saw him on BN Sports, a clip of him on BN Sports before the game Sunday, like fake sipping from the bottle. And like I'm all for like the game, like the gamesmanship, like all for that. Fine, have your fun. But like, dude, you're like 50 years old carrying around a plastic water bottle and like pretending to do that when the physios at the club were just like, yeah, here's a water for your kid, like doing a nice thing. Like,
Mhm.
okay, so now like if I'm Arteta, I'm like, don't give out any water bottles to opposing fans moving forward. And then it's gonna be like the physios at Arsenal hate people. They're not giving water bottles out. Like, and it becomes a whole other thing. So you wanna know what? Like, I hate their fans. The City fans in general, they're just like
You
they
didn't have all
think
this
they're
to share
hot
before.
shit. I've as we've gone on, I told you I had fog brain. Like I had World War I brain after
Yeah.
we talked it. So I'm my memory's coming back now.
Okay. Well,
Sorry,
you
I
somehow
know
were
we're
just
doing
taking
a
this out
preview.
on Pep and Luis
we're-
Enrique, and
I like Enrique. I think he's a good man. He's a better manager than Pep.
it's fine. They're both better than Arteta. Is Arteta handsome or a good manager?
Right now he's
You-
handsome.
I was going to say you didn't answer that last week, so all
Right now
good.
he's handsome.
Burnley versus Man City. I'm taking City 5-0. La Liga. Real Madrid taking on Alaves. I think Real Madrid probably will win this game, but Real Madrid are just such bad vibes, and like
I
they
think
suck.
I think they're going to turn it around. I really like what they've built so far.
Yeah,
I think
go for it.
it's a good squad. I think one thing that they need to fix this offseason is just who's the guy? Is it Vinny or is it Mbappe?
I forgot I kicked you off the Barca bandwagon.
I think Mbappe is a bit of a merchant or not merchant
Mercenary.
mercenary. Thank you. and
problem.
Vinny's the guy that I would stick my wagon to.
Wow. Okay. Fair enough. Just make sure you stay on that. Just make sure you
I'm
stay
not
on
a
that.
Real Madrid fan in La Liga. You may have kicked me off the Barca bandwagon, but I'm not a Real Madrid fan.
It's okay. Well, Barca versus Celta Vigo. Yeah, I think Barca will win. Celta Vigo
I
so
think
tough.
Celta Vigo have a good shot in this one. I really
You can
like.
be mad. Keep being mad.
I
Go
really
ahead.
like Borja
Sink in your stocks.
Iglesias. I like Mr. Bean. He's a good player. And you want to know what?
Sink in
They're
your ball
fighting-
knowledge stocks. That's fine.
They're fighting for Europe, so
They
I
are.
truly think that they're going to show up with a little emphasis. I think Barca's had a little too much time off. I think that could be an issue. So we'll see. It happened with
Okay.
Man United where they lost to Leeds. They had a lot of time
Yep.
off. I think the same thing could happen here.
Yeah, that it definitely could happen.
And I heard
Lot could happen.
Barcelona. I heard Barcelona this time of year is wonderful. So I'm sure a lot of the players are enjoying their time.
You
I saw
worry, but here goes the
Gavi-
Pucc fan fix. Here goes
I
the
saw-
Pucc fan fix.
I saw Gavi on a bicycle ride with his girlfriend.
That's true.
Personally, if that was me, I would probably be on the pitch still, like practicing, like free kicks, passing, all
No,
of
you're
that
totally
stuff.
right.
But if I guess
You
if
would
he
be
wants to,
practicing free kicks.
Corners, yeah, there you go. Anyway, poor Pooch man. Gavi is one more at like 18 years old in Arsenal Football Club. It's insane. But he's worried about him going on a bike ride. Anyway, Coppa Italia semifinals, I believe here. You have Inter versus Como. Pooch, you're gonna just shit on Como now.
no, I think there's no shot Como loses.
This guy is
he's
the most
grasping.
interesting man I've ever met.
He's grasping, bro.
Great
Um,
insight. Great insight from both of you there.
This episode's awesome. This is so toxic. Poor Pooch, man. I told him last week. I was like, come to Monday. We haven't even been bad. We could have gotten Harubi on. I feel like he would have started doing chants on the show.
Nah, me and Harubi are cool now. We're out of the deep water. That
Oh,
doesn't affect me at all.
I'm showing Pooch a bottle.
Yeah, but it's a smart water, which means I'm smart. Dum dum.
Okay. This episode's got to end. All right. Yeah, I'll take Como. Oh, what do you think?
Come on. Don't ask
on.
me that.
Come
It's
on,
Como.
Owen.
Great pick. Great pick. Glad we're all aligned.
If we're in the semifinal of the Coppa Italia, if you think I'm saying
know.
anything, if you think I'm saying anything other than Como, then find a new podcast.
What
Yep.
is
Yep.
Roma in this or no? Coppa
No,
Italia.
we got knocked out a few rounds ago. That's okay.
Oh, okay. No problem. And then the other side of it is Atalanta and Lazio. So I think that game is the other day. Yeah. I mean, listen, at the
Who
end
do
of the
you
day, you
think's
play
gonna win?
Lazio and Atalanta.
Yeah.
I'll take Atalanta.
Good. Okay. Atalanta too.
Yeah, I'm not rocking with Lazio, unfortunately.
Yeah.
For I don't really know who that's unfortunate to. I guess to Lazio fans.
Well,
Yeah, this has
Mussolini.
been an episode of our podcast tonight. I think I'm going to give a lot of credit to Pooch for not fully crashing out as he probably could have. I'm also going to give a lot of credit to Owen and I. Actually, I'm going to take a little credit away from Owen and give it to myself. I feel like I was very trying to be very demure and respectful. Owen, the first time this kid's ever decided he's going to open his mouth on the podcast was he just decided to come for Gabrielle. Pause. But that was an episode of our podcast. Oh, me and Pooch, though, the night before the game, we enjoyed a night out. We went out. We watched a great documentary on Italia 90 and the hooliganism. We got grilled cheeses. That was fun. No, you didn't enjoy?
I really enjoyed that. And then the next day showed up, and I haven't been the same since. And
There's
that's
no
not
need to
you.
be mad at me.
That's no.
I didn't even
I-
play in the game.
I didn't finish what I was saying. Well, lucky, let me finish.
This
I
dude
was
plays so
gonna
much Haram
say-
ball. He's speaking in fucking Arabic.
I was, mashallah, brother. I was gonna say, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It wasn't you that caused that disharmony. It was Gabrielle Martinelli who did. And
Okay.
all of the blame can be shifted towards him.
Fair. I respect that.
I'm a changed person after that game. I'm gonna be honest. It broke me. And yeah,
Understandable. Well,
I'd rather just read my World Cup book. So
living in the past. Anyway, I will let this podcast end so Pooch can go back to his World Cup book and try to move on. Other than that, I don't think we got much here. Oh, shout out John Murphy, his birthday the other day, and he was named, I think, Player of the Week. What was it? Player of the Week or Man of the Match? I think he was Player of the Week in the USL. So congrats to him. That's the class's permanent effect. Literally everybody just balls out after they come on the podcast. So I don't know. Maybe Gabrielle should have come onto the pod last week. Love you guys. I love Pucc. I feel so bad for him. I wish
I'm
people could see
sorry.
the look on their face. Wait, you can on our YouTube. Go on
I'm
our
sorry,
YouTube and watch.
Pucc.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Everyone,
I
ready
don't. I accept. I
every-
accept Ethan's apology.
everyone at home, we're all gonna apologize to Pucc on 3. 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry,
Sorry,
Pucc.
Pucc.
And I reject every single one of those apologies except Ethan's.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, guys. I feel like this can be a very listened to episode. That being said, class is permanent, form is temporary. We will see you guys on Friday. Peace.